Hey everybody, my name is Scott. I'm with the Arizona Hot Tub Factory and they call me the Spa Man. Today I'm going to be working on a hot tub that's at an Airbnb. The people have got a bunch of renters, I guess, showing up in the next couple days, and they need this hot tub fixed pronto. So right now I'm going to be heading in to work on it. Let me show you the backyard. Pretty cool. This is the backyard of the Airbnb. It's in Scottsdale, Arizona. It's got a beautiful pool, nice backyard, plenty of space, but guess what? The hot tub's not working. We're gonna show you how we can get this thing up and running. So basically, you guys are gonna be seeing this video in real time. The same, I have not looked at it. The only thing I know is it keeps popping the breaker. So what we have here is a TT, this is a TT 650 with the hard tops. First impression. Well, whoever's been putting the chemical in this hot tub is putting way too much chemical. See this? It's a nice brown color. They have literally bleached the inside a baby blue. They are putting way too much chemical. Whoever's taking care of this is just throwing chemical inside the hot tub and they're not checking their water. Number one rule, always check your water. I don't know if that's the number one rule, but before you throw chemicals in it, check the water. If you're putting too much chemicals in the water, that can A, ruin the heater. B, you can also ruin all the sensors. You can also ruin the seals. So basically, whatever's going on with the hot tub, without a doubt, is what I call customer inflicted. So let's see what's going on. We're gonna go ahead and flip, I'm gonna open up the side panel first, and then we'll go ahead and flip the breaker. Okay, this is our first look. I think I already know what it is and I haven't even opened it up. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Look at the top of here. See all this rust? That's probably coming from the heater. Right there, you got rust. I'm seeing a bunch of calcium right down there. That tells me there's been a leak in the hot tub that nobody's taken care of. I'm seeing a lot of rust down here, down here. If I go to the other side, I'm seeing a bunch of rust right there that's below the motor. So that tells me there's been a leak in here that somebody hasn't taken care of. Don't know yet, but that's just kind of my suspicions. Now, before I work on the hot tub, I'm gonna make sure and confirm that this breaker is off. So, the breaker's not off. The breaker's been tripped. See how it's sitting in the middle? So I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna turn that off, watch. Okay, now it's off. Okay, first look, and I know, don't use your cordless to take these off. Sorry, I do all the time. Oh! There's the problem right there. See all that rust, see all that crap? That is without a doubt what is causing this to trip. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go flip the breaker. We're gonna see. Okay, now we're back to the breaker on the wall. We're gonna flip it on. It trips immediately. Okay, let me show you what's happening. See, it's still sitting in the center. So that tells me that I'm probably right with what I think. Let's try it one more time. Yeah, it's tripping immediately. So we're gonna go ahead and shut this off. And what we're gonna do is we are going to disconnect the wires from the hot tub. Then we are going to turn the breaker back on. We're gonna check our wiring, and then we're gonna go from there. This is something I do. A lot of spa techs will not do that. A lot of companies will tell you, it's a waste of time. I want to find out before I go any further. Now, there's a lot of spa people out there that'll tell you, spa techs, that you don't need to go through some of the things I do. That's fine. They can run their business the way they want. I'm going to run mine the way I want. But I always verify. So that's what I'm going to do. Now, before I get too far into this video, this is not the correct way to hook this up. This is ran in Romex to this hot tub. Is that what's causing this problem for the breaker to trip? Absolutely not. But this is the wrong type of wire and the wrong type of installation for this hot tub. Is it to code? Depends on who you ask. You get some inspectors that will not pass this. Other inspectors don't care. Okay, once you got the wires loose, that's all you gotta do is pull them out. Still tight. This is the biggest reason why I hate this type of wire. is because it is always a pain in the butt to work with. If it was THHN wire, it is a whole lot easier to work with. Okay, I'll pull those out, and I've got them away from everything so that I can check it with my meter. Okay, now I'm gonna go back over the river and through the woods to get to this breaker. Guess they did a bunch of trimming. Flip it on. Breaker stays set, so let's go check our wiring. Let's go check our voltage. Okay, now we're gonna use our voltmeter. Now, if you don't have a voltmeter, I strongly recommend this voltmeter. It's a Milwaukee voltmeter. They go for about 129 bucks, 120 bucks. I'll put a link down in the description. It goes to my Amazon page. They don't charge you extra, but Amazon pays me a couple bucks for basically showing you guys a product that I endorse. This is a great product, and I've been using this one now for probably, I don't know, 10 years. I'm about ready to get a new one because I broke the little tab on the side. But as far as doing any type of electrical work, this is the most awesome, simple to use meter I have ever found for doing hot tubs and just general maintenance around the house. So first things first, you got off. We're going to go all the way over to amps, and we're on AC. Actually, we're going to volts. So we're on volts AC. So we're going to set that right there. I don't know if you guys can see it here. I'll tilt the camera just a little bit so you guys can see it and see what I'm doing. I might have to tilt it up just a little bit. I think you guys can see the wires. So first things first, we're going to go ground over here, and we're going to go to the red. I got 124 on the red, and I'm going to go to the black one, and I got 124, and if I touch the two together, I got 248. So there is nothing wrong with the wiring going to this hot tub. So we're going to hook this back up. We're gonna shut off the breaker first. We're gonna hook it back up, and then we're gonna disconnect something else, and I'm gonna show you how we figure out exactly what it is. Okay, so now we go back over here. We go over the river and through the woods. We go back to our breaker, shut the breaker off. Now, I'm one that very rarely lets somebody else shut off my breaker. I just don't trust anybody. I've been zapped a couple times 15, 20 years ago because somebody said the breaker was off. I just don't trust people, so I always do it myself. I would suggest you do the same. We're also going to verify there is no current going to these wires. Even though we've shut it off, let's check it. Okay, I've got nothing. Let me turn it down just a little bit, back up for a little bit. Check it again just to show you guys. Okay, I've got no current going down there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and wire these back in. Now the fun part. I apologize for my language in advance. Now this is the biggest reason why I hate using Romex and why Romex just sucks. It's always getting it to go in. Ah, that actually went in pretty easy. I'm impressed. Normally Romex does not go in that easy. That is one of the reasons why I don't like it. It's also the wrong type of wire to go from the hot tub to the sub. I always recommend THHN wire because it's easier to use and it's just better. Every time I've had a problem with hot tubs, it always gets down to the wiring. So, got to get this one in there. It's going to be tough. Not too bad. I have to admit, that wasn't too bad today. Normally, I get pretty upset trying to get it in there. Like I said, it will meet code. I won't recommend it. I can't tell you how many hot tubs I've had to come out when they put this outside going from the main panel to the sub panel, and they put that underground and it just causes problems. Okay, I'm gonna make sure all these are tight. Everything's tight. Ah, that one wasn't tight. Yeah, the common wire wasn't tight. Okay, now I'm gonna show you what I do next. These are the two leads that come out of the board right here, and they go to the heater. So what we're going to do is we're going to disconnect this and disconnect that. We're going to pull them up, and then we're going to flip on the breaker. Now, when you're disconnecting these, like I've shown in other videos, you have to put a wrench underneath. It's a 1/4 inch wrench. If you don't, you will twist the electrode right off. And you're going to need a 1/4 inch and you're going to need a 3/8. Okay, this is all there is to it. You're going to take it off just like this. Okay, don't lose that screw, and then just bend it up a little bit so it's not touching. Go to the next one, do the same thing. Just take it off. And some heaters will have a 3/8 on the top and a on the nut, and they'll have a 3/8 underneath. Some will have a 1/4 underneath and a 3/8. There's always a 3/8 nut, but the the connection underneath can be either a 1/4 or a 3/8. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna flip that up again. Okay, so now they're not touching. See what I've done? And you can see where that's a 1/4 inch up. Yep, everybody, a rock got me while racing last weekend. So anyways, here we go. Let's go ahead and flip on the brake. Okay, we got these disconnected. Now let's go over the river and through the woods. Yeah, I guess they trimmed up all this because it was getting in the water. So we'll come over here, open that up. Hey, breaker stayed set. Let's go back over to the hot tub, go to the top side control. Top side control is going through all of its stuff. It is staying set. Got to wait for it to say PR, which is prime. PR, prime. We have movement in the hot tub. Now, as you saw, I only pushed that button once after it said PR. So, what next? We remove the heater. Okay, I now have the hot tub emptying with my handy dandy pump. I'll put a link to the type of pump and the hose that I use in the description below. And that pump will empty out this hot tub about 300 gallons in just about 5 minutes. It does about 60 to 70 gallons a minute. And that's pretty quick. Sometimes a little bit, takes a little bit longer, but as long as there's no kinks in the hose, works really well. Okay, we're gonna get on to removing the heater. This is pretty simple. You got a 3/8 up here. There's a 3/8 in the bottom right here. We've already taken these two off. You got two sensors right here. You got this sensor, goes to that side, goes to right here. This sensor comes off, goes right there. The only other thing you got to do is loosen up this. There is a gasket between the PVC part and the heater, and there'll be the same thing on this side. And then we'll unscrew that, put the new heater in, and shouldn't take longer than 4 or 5 minutes. Now there's a couple other things I do. Over here is a gate valve. This gate valve comes right down here to the heater, and I don't want any water to come out of that. So on the side of it, there's a little clip. This is what the clip looks like. This keeps the gate valve open. So you take that clip off, push that, and then it turns a 1/4 turn. If you come over here, there's one right here. You'll pull that clip off. You'll push that gate valve down. Also, come on, baby. Ah, there it goes. Get it in the slot and then turn it. That's all you got to do. That way no water comes out. Okay, the hot tub is now empty. You got a 3/8 over here. There's one right here. Where's it at? It's right there. Sometimes I got to use the open end side. Spin that and just get it to where it loosens up. Oh, going the wrong way. I always do that. You just need to move it just a little bit. And it's hooked up to a plate similar to this. Okay, we've already done the sensors. We've done the heater in the center. Now you need a big pair of channel locks. Righty loosey, lefty loosey, righty tighty. Come on. Now there will be a little bit of water in the tube. Now there's a bunch of different ways to take these off. I'm going to show you one way, then I'll show you the other way I do. Just depends. You're going to get water down. There's nothing you can do about it because there's going to be a little bit of water in the hose. Once you get it out of there, move it over a little bit. Whoop, I got to get up. I'm going to get wet. And that's about it. There's a gasket over here. Don't worry about the gasket. Now I'm going to show you another way I do it. Over here, okay, you can loosen it. Follow me. So you get it so far, then you can take your cordless, and there's two Phillips screw heads in there. Pull that out like that, and you can split them apart because this is what they call a split nut. So you can split this apart, and then you can take it all the way off. There's your white gasket. You can see right there. So you got your white gasket right here, and then that's all you're going to do is you're going to wiggle it. See if it'll come out. The one on the bottom is just being a little bit stubborn. There it goes. Okay. Come on. Not just going to be stubborn today, isn't it? Sorry about it, moving the camera around so much. Okay, now that you got this out, you got this. The one on the bottom is just still a little bit tight. See, there it goes. See, whenever I put them in, I always try to make sure they're open that much. Same thing, open it up about that much. Okay, take this, because we don't need any of this because it all comes brand new on the new heater. This is our brand new heater. It's got the brand new ends on it, so you can push them over far enough to where it goes on. Now, when you put them on, just make sure you've got your gasket in place. Make sure the gasket's put. This particular gasket's got a ridge around it. I'm not going to touch it because it is sealed in there. Same thing with this one. But let's go ahead and we'll cut that. Cut that zip tie right off there, just like so. Pull the wires off, just like so. Back off the nut right here. Back off this nut right here. Make sure that's over. And this one's out of the way. You're going to slide it right back in place. Come on. Oh, that's hitting right there. Okay, once you got it in place, take that nut, screw that one in, tighten that up. Okay, pull these wires out, take this one, tighten that one up underneath. As you can see, this ain't rocket science, guys. It just takes time. The hardest part is figuring out what is causing your problem, more so than anything. I've seen techs that are just what I call parts changers. They never check things. As you saw at the beginning of this video, I checked a bunch of things. And the reason why I do that is I do not want to spend anybody's money. Because basically that's what I'm doing. When I come out to look at your hot tub, I'm spending your money if you want it fixed. So I always try to be as conscientious as I can. I'm a consumer, just like you guys are. So that's the reason why I take the extra time and I start checking things. Okay, you're just going to screw that on like that. As you can see, it's not hard. Okay, and then I'll tighten that up with the channel locks at the end. Now let's move this over here a little bit. This one, just get it in place. And this one's a little tough because whoever put this together didn't move it over enough. But just start screwing it on there, it'll catch. So, just like so. Okay. Easy. Now, I get them close. The reason why I say I get them close is after I fill it up with water, I will come back and I will check these to make sure that they're not leaking before I put the side door on. But that's just how I do it. Everybody does it different. Pull this off. Now, something that I do that a lot of people do not do, I actually feed this wire underneath because I want it behind. It's just something I do. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get it there sometimes, but it's just the way I want it done. That way I can always tell if I'm the one that worked on it. There again, you're going to come right here, and that sensor just plugs right in there just like that. Now this wire we'll stick that wire down inside the hole just so it's out of the way. Like I said, this is just something I do. It probably doesn't make a bit of difference, but it also tells me that I might have been, because there could be other spot techs that do it. There, just keep them out of the way. Okay, now we'll come over here and we'll do the heating on. Okay, this pretty simple. You push that down, put them down in place. It's not hard at all. You're gonna put the little nut on top, just like so. Take the other one, put that one on top, just like so. Like I've said in every video, you always put a 1/4 wrench on the bottom. Otherwise you will twist it off. I have done it. When I was first learning to do this, that happened to me quite often. Okay? Now, this is a great time for you, my viewer that is watching this. If you are not a subscriber and any of my content that I have put has helped you in any way, I would appreciate it if down in the right corner you could hit subscribe and then hit the bell. That'll let you know when I've put out a new video. These videos do take me time. Even though I'm out here making money fixing this hot tub, when I'm doing a video, it does take me about an extra half hour to an hour, and then about 4 to 5 hours to edit the video. And with that, I am completely done. Thank you for your subscribing to my channel. I hope this has helped you. And let's go ahead and fill this up with water. But before that, we got a couple things we need to do. Let me show you what's next. Okay, we have all this done. This is tight. We got both of our nuts on. We've tightened this nut, the one underneath. We've tightened this. We've got our sensors, and like I showed you, I put the wires back there. Other than that, this is all done. But over here, you got to pull this out. So you pull it back up, you take this little clip, and you put that little clip right on there. That way it keeps that from shutting. We'll come over here, and we'll do the same thing again. Turn that, pull it up, and then we'll take the clip. Sorry about my hand. And get that. Come on, baby. Boy, it's being tough. Just like so. Now let's go ahead and fill it with water. Okay, we now have the hot tub filling up with water, and we should be ready to fire this thing in about 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, we now have the heater installed. The hot tub is full of water. Let's go turn on the breaker over the river and through the woods. Okay, turn on the breaker. Now, when you turn on the breaker over at the hot tub, you should hear click, click, click. Breaker is set. Okay, I'm sure you heard the click, 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 maybe the 4th click. Let's go up to the top side control. Okay, we're still going through our test. Okay, the minute it says PR, we know we're prime. The only thing you push is the jets once. Now, the only time that I will ever not push the jets once is if I've got an airlock. Now, if I've got an airlock, I'll put a video up in the right-hand corner to another hot video that I did that shows you how to get the airlock out of a hot tub. So, anyways, we've got this hot tub up and running. There it is on 2nd speed. Let's see if we can get these jets to work right, make sure they're open. Huh. Well, we're gonna play with this and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That diverter valve was closed, so I didn't realize that. It should be, you can turn it all the way one way and all the way the other. It's 180. You put it right in the middle, always facing toward, and that gets all the jets working. We're gonna set this hot tub on approximately 100 degrees. So let's go to 100 degrees. We're at 80, 82, 7. There we go, 100 degrees. Now, when this hot tub starts working, the red light over here will come on. Right now it's dash dash. That means it's going through its computer cycle to show you what's going on. I want to thank everybody for showing up and watching these videos. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the comments that you guys leave. And I've got a side note. If you ever get a message from me or somebody in my office that says, please call the shop or call the office to get the answer to your question. The reason why I'm doing that is because your question is so close to someone else's question that is working on a completely different hot tub. And if I tell you how to fix yours, even though it fixes your hot tub, the solution to fixing yours will actually either won't fix theirs or will basically damage their hot tub. So there's a reason why I say call the office, or they say call the office. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a great day, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.